Welcome back, everybody. I am Joe. I am back. You found yourself at the Joe is Hungry channel, home of the one and only Sneaky Doodle Bite, right here within the city limits of Fairmount, Georgia. I want to thank everybody that took time to leave well wishes in the comments toward the end of this week. I'm feeling a little bit better. I got a little ways to go, but thank you. I also got a letter from my P.O. box. Let's see what's inside there. Interesting. Mia. Apparently Mia is graduating from college, has a bachelor's of science. Congratulations. And while we're on the subject, Joe Bartolozzi, Twitch streamer, I want to congratulate you on completing your degree and thank you for your support of my channel. A little special shout out to Will Neff and Emaru. Thank you for being a friend of the channel and giving me support. Now it's time to clear off some of the birthday shout outs. I've been out of action, so the list has gotten a little bit long. Ben, Chris, Jennifer, and Matthew. Liam, Allie, Andrew, Zach and Zach, Berto, Cody, Heath and Quincy, Jennifer, Amy, David and Cody, Allie, Dylan, Scott and Charlie, Evan, Paul, Lorenzo, and Pete. I want to wish each and every one of you a very special Joe is Hungry birthday shout out. With that out of the way, it seems like Taco Bell has come up with a couple semi-unique new menu items. These two limited time offers are as follows: the Big Cheez Tostada and the Big Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme. And that's what we're doing today. This new item is created from a scoop of seasoned beef. After all, it is scoop station food. Nacho cheese sauce, lettuce, sour cream, and diced tomatoes. A giant Cheez-It cracker stuffed right in the middle to replace the tostada shell. Wrapped in a grilled flour tortilla. Each one of these little darlings will punch a 470 calorie hole into your already forgotten diet. I have the nutritional information on the screen and in the description below, minus the serving weights. Taco Bell. When you roll the Taco Bell drive-thru, they will lighten your wallet to the tune of $5.49. Make it a Big Cheez-It Box for $8.99 before taxes in Georgia, and this includes single Big Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supreme, Beefy 5-layer Burrito, regular order of Nacho Fries, and a medium fountain drink. The last time I reviewed a Taco Bell Crunchwrap was about a year ago when I did the California Crunchwrap. It had an average weight of 8.28 ounces or 235 grams, and it would cost you $3.79, and it came out to 46 cents an ounce. I understand this is not exactly the same thing, but it will give us a general idea, in spite of the significant price hike, as to whether Taco Bell is engaging in any Crunchwrap shrinkage. Is this a good deal, or is this more corporate sleight of hand to give us less for more? Does this thing even taste good? And that does count for a lot. Well, we won't know until later in the video when we do the Joe is Hungry weight test and calculate the actual out-the-door fast food price per ounce. So let's get our Cheez-Its on and roll the drive-thru at Taco Bell in Cartersville, Georgia.
Howdy. Hi, how are you?
Could I get 3 Cheez-It Crunchwrap Supremes?
Alright. Is that all?
That's it.
$23.50.
Thank you.
Here you go.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, see ya.
Alright.
There. I've got my Crunchwraps. Let's go find a parking spot and do the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Crunchwrap number 1 is 139.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Crunchwrap number 2 is 140.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Crunchwrap number 3 is 133.5 degrees Fahrenheit. If you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you know I like my temperatures at 140 degrees or above. Hotter is always better. To be fair to Taco Bell, this is just scoop station food. They are mixing cold and hot ingredients, but on these numbers, I can't give them a pass on the Joe is Hungry temperature test. Now it's time to pull back the covers, check the cheese out, bear everything for everybody to see, head back to the studios and do the Joe is Hungry weight test. Before we move on with the food autopsy, let's take off for this packaging. In other words, let's set the tear on the scales. Cheez-It Crunchwrap number 1 comes in at 9.05 ounces or 255 grams. Cheez-It Crunchwrap number 2 again comes in at 9.05 ounces or 255 grams. Cheez-It Crunchwrap number 3 weighs in at 9.15 ounces or 259 grams. Well, Taco Bell, Cartersville, these things are weighing out pretty close. So obviously today you pass the Joe is Hungry consistency weight test. Now, Taco Bell doesn't give us any serving weights. They never have, and frankly, they probably never will. But armed with information from past experience, I don't really see any significant Crunchwrap downsizing going on here. So that only leaves one more thing to do, and that would be add them up, average them out, do the math, and you come up with a middle of the road 60 cents an ounce. So now it's time to do the one and only, the Joe is Hungry big reveal. This is what it looks like, and this is what Taco Bell would have you believe it looks like. This is what it looks like, and this is what it's supposed to look like. We've seen what it looks like, and we saw how much it was. It looks like they need to try and fold these things together and assemble them in a very uniform manner. I mean, they got the weights down all right, but even with that, it's got the flat thing going on, and really doesn't look a whole lot like their ad photos. But then again, it's big fast food we're talking about here. And you know what? They don't care. But that only leaves one more test, and that would be the one and only, the Joe is Hungry bite test. So it is bite test, engage. Right out of the gate, the dominant flavor is nacho cheese, probably to its detriment. The sour cream is present on visual inspection, but I don't taste it. Maybe it's from a lifetime of sour cream abuse. Who really knows? The lettuce diced tomatoes are also present, but in my opinion, a little bit in short supply. When you buy something called a Crunchwrap, you kind of expect it to be crunchy. This is anything but. The star ingredient, a 6-inch Cheez-It 15 by 15 centimeter. Sorry, you're up in Canada. It is soggy and I can barely taste it. I was sort of looking forward to that crunch factor and that tart taste. What a letdown. I think the nacho cheese taste is too similar and strong and covers it up. But before I move on to the score, let's roll our eyes back to the starting line, see what Shadow Joe has to say, and do the Joe is Hungry sneak-a-doodle bite. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 1. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 2. Sneak-a-doodle bite number 3. How you holding up out there, buddy?
Yeah, I'm holding my end up all right. Thanks for asking. It's not very crunchy. It has a little bit of heat. I can barely detect the Cheez-It crackers. A Crunchwrap, in my opinion, should have a little bit of crunch action going on, and it could have been a little bit warmer. So now it's time to give this thing a score. If you don't know my scale is 1 to 10, 9 being the best. Anything above 9 is a once in a lifetime experience and almost never achieved. 5 and down is that slippery slope to the pits and depths of fast food hell.
So let's go ahead and give this the score that it really deserves. This is a sort of creation that makes me think the corporate imagination well has completely run dry. It's that or they just don't care. It looks good on the surface, but in reality, it falls on its face. It's just poor flavor combinations, plain and simple, a waste of ingredients. What a shame. It does not taste terrible on its own. It is edible. It's not a crazy high price, not these days anyway. But guys, keep your money in your pocket. Just let this one slip on by. Taco Bell today, because I had my taste buds set on a very tart and specific taste, and you did not deliver, I'm gonna come down a little bit hard. I'm gonna call this a 4.9. That is my number. This is my review, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.